and we all feel very lucky and very blessed that we have this opportunity to look back at the planet. And you just want to share that with people. You want to get the best camera, the best pictures out there, because even with those things, you can't really duplicate what we see with our own two eyes while we're in the spacecraft. It's just an amazing planet, an amazing universe. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio, but grew up in Needham, Massachusetts, so I consider Massachusetts my hometown. Went to public schools in Needham. At the time, I thought it was sort of a small school. We graduated with about 500 people, so hence I've learned it's not such a small school. Went to school, and of course I had a brother and a sister. They're both older than me. They both did very good in school, so I was expected to do very good as well as all the teachers in high school. Oh, I know your brother, I know your sister, so of course you have to do well too. So I did pretty good in high school. And when I graduated, I was hoping to go to college somewhere in the area, because of course Boston has great schools. But much to my dismay, when I was 17 years old, I actually didn't get into my first choices of college. So I applied to the Naval Academy amongst other schools, and I got in. The story that I tell a lot of people: at the time I had really long hair, a little Indian kid, and couldn't even foresee cutting it off. And of course, first day at the Naval Academy, whoop, they chop your hair off, so that was a little shocking. You become very bonded there with your classmates. I was the class of '87. And you just want to graduate and you want to be part of that team. So after college, I went down to Pensacola, Florida, and I started flight school. Again, hoping to fly jets, but I actually got helicopters. At that point in time, there were only a couple women jet pilot opportunities, a lot more helicopter opportunities. So that's what I got. Came down here to Johnson Space Center as a tour, met John Young. He talked about flying to the moon, and he's been there twice, and so I think he knows a little bit about it. And he talked about landing on the moon and learning how to fly some type of vertical landing aircraft. And I thought to myself, wow, I already know how to do that, so maybe I should look into this a little bit more seriously. I started in 1998, and it's a little bit of a long road. First couple of years are ASCAN training, astronaut candidate training, where you just sort of learn about spacecraft, you learn about your classmates, you learn about the different aspects of flying in space, like EVAs and spacewalks and robotic operations. In 2003, I was asked to be part of a long-duration mission to the International Space Station, and I was like amazed. I went up on the Space Shuttle Discovery on STS-116. They dropped me off at the space station like a school bus drops kids off, and 6 months later another school bus, Atlantis STS-117, came and picked me back up. And in the meantime, while we were up there, we were at a stage where right in the middle of constructing the space station, so lots of things were dynamically changing on the space station, meaning physical parts and pieces. We ended up doing 4 spacewalks while I was up there. I finally got to go back to space again 5 years later in 2012. I went up this time on a Russian Soyuz vehicle and came back on the same one, because we use Soyuz more like a lifeboat versus a school bus to transfer people and parts and stuff like that. And I got to be the commander of Expedition 33. Flew with a Japanese guy, Aki Hoshide, and also a Russian guy, Yuri Malenchenko. My good buddies, as well as seeing other groups of Soyuz crews coming in beforehand and after. So pretty busy time frame again. This time the space station was completely constructed, so it's a huge working laboratory with all of our international partners.